Hey there, welcome back to Charles and Dallas. I'm Alice, and sitting right across from me, as always, is the one and only Charles. Say hi, Charles.
Hey everyone! Super happy to be here. And honestly, today's topic might be my favorite one we've done so far.
Of course it is. Because today we are talking about ordering drinks at a bar. And yes, Charles has been looking forward to this one a little too much.
I mean, can you blame me? It's a great topic, and it's actually super useful for English learners, whether you're traveling, going out with friends, or just trying to understand what's happening in a movie bar scene.
Exactly. So if you've ever walked up to a bar, opened your mouth, and had absolutely no idea what to say, this episode is for you. And here's a little question to get you thinking. What's the most confusing thing about ordering a drink in English? Keep that in mind as we chat today.
And hey, if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It genuinely helps us reach more learners like you. Okay, Alice, let's get into it.
Let's go. So, Charles, have you ever had a really awkward experience ordering a drink at a bar? Like a moment where something just went completely wrong?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so this was a few years ago. I was in New York for a work trip. First time at an American bar by myself, right? And the bartender walks over and says, "What can I get for you?" And I froze.
You froze? Why? You speak English perfectly.
I know. But it was the pressure of the moment. The bar was loud, there were people everywhere, and I didn't know what half the drinks on the menu were. So I just pointed at something random and said, "I'll have that one." Turns out it was some super bitter craft beer that I could barely get through.
That is such a classic move. Just pointing and hoping for the best.
Right? But here's the thing. That experience actually taught me a lot. Because after that, I made it a point to learn the vocabulary. Things like how to ask for a recommendation, or how to specify what you want. You know, something light, something not too sweet, that kind of thing.
That's such a good point. And for our listeners, I'll have that one is actually a perfectly natural phrase. It means, I want that one. Just a polite, casual way to place your order. You could also say, I'll take. Same idea. I'll take a glass of red wine, please.
Exactly. And the bartender's opening line, "What can I get for you?" That's just the standard way they ask you what you want. You might also hear, "What'll it be?" which sounds a little more old school, but it's still common.
Oh, I love What'll It Be? It sounds so cinematic, like you're in a Western film.
Totally. Okay, so what about you, Alice? Any bar stories?
Oh, yes. Mine is a little different. So I was visiting a friend in Chicago, and we went to this rooftop bar. Very fancy, very trendy. And the menu had all these cocktails with names like Midnight Reverie and Smoky Horizon. And I genuinely could not figure out what was in any of them.
Those cocktail names are ridiculous sometimes. Like, just tell me what's in the drink.
Right? So I called the bartender over and I asked, could you walk me through the ingredients? And she was super helpful, actually. She explained everything. But I felt a little silly asking.
You shouldn't feel silly at all. Asking questions is totally normal. Bartenders expect it, especially with creative cocktail menus. You can also say, "What's in this one?" or "What would you recommend?" Those are completely natural.
And walk me through. That's a great phrasal verb, by the way. It means explain step by step or describe something in detail. You can use it in lots of situations, like, can you walk me through the process? Or in our case, can you walk me through what's on the menu?
Love that one. Okay, so let's talk about the actual vocabulary of ordering. Because there are so many words people might not know. Like, what's the difference between on the rocks and neat?
Ooh, good one. So on the rocks means your drink comes with ice, like a whiskey on the rocks, whiskey with ice cubes. And neat means no ice, no mixers, just the pure spirit served at room temperature. A lot of whiskey fans prefer it neat because they say you taste more of the flavor.
And I am firmly in the on the rocks camp. I know the purists disagree with me.
I figured. I'm actually more of a cocktail person myself, so the ice question doesn't stress me out as much.
Fair enough. What about straight up? That's another one people get confused by.
Right, so straight up, or just up, means the drink is chilled, usually shaken or stirred with ice, but then strained so there's no ice left in the glass. Think of a classic martini. It's cold, but there's no ice floating in it.
Exactly. So you've got neat, on the rocks, and straight up. Three very different things that a lot of people mix up. No pun intended.
Nice one. And speaking of mixing things up, what about ordering beer? Because that can get complicated too.
Oh, definitely. So first, the bartender might ask you, do you want that on draft or in a bottle? And on draft, sometimes written as draught, means beer that's poured fresh from a tap. A lot of people prefer it because it tastes fresher. A bottle or can is the other option.
And they might ask you what size you want. In the US, you'll often hear, do you want a pint? A pint is a specific measurement, about 16 ounces or roughly half a liter. It's a pretty standard bar size.
And if you're not sure what beers they have, you can always ask, what do you have on tap? Meaning what draft beers are available. The bartender will usually rattle off a list or point to the tap handles.
Rattle off, another great phrasal verb. It means to say a list of things quickly, one after another, like, she rattled off the specials so fast I couldn't keep up. Which honestly happens to me all the time.
Same. Bartenders talk fast. It's an art form. Okay, let's talk about something that I think trips people up. Actually paying and getting the bartender's attention.
Oh, yes. So first, getting the bartender's attention. You should never snap your fingers or wave aggressively. That's considered pretty rude.
Yeah, don't do that. Just make eye contact. Maybe raise your hand slightly and wait. It sounds simple, but it's actually a skill.
And when they come over, you can open with, "Excuse me," or just dive straight into your order. No need for a big intro. "Hi, could I get a gin and tonic, please?" Done.
And if you want to start a tab, meaning you want to pay at the end instead of every round, you say, "Can I open a tab?" The bartender will usually ask for your card to hold.
And at the end of the night, you say, "Can I close out my tab?" Or, "Can I get my check?" And they'll bring you the total. In the US, tipping is really important, usually 15 to 20% of your total bill.
That's such a culturally important thing to know. If you don't tip, bartenders will remember you, and not in a good way.
Honestly. And a great way to think about it is, in the US, tips are basically part of the bartender's expected income. It's just the culture there. So factor it in when you're budgeting for a night out.
Absolutely. Okay, that reminds me. Let's talk about rounds, because this is something that's very common when you're out with a group.
Oh, yes. So buying a round means one person pays for everyone's drinks at once, and then the next person buys the next round. It's a system based on fairness and taking turns.
You might hear someone say, "This round's on me," meaning I'm paying for this one. Or, "I'll get the next round," meaning you pay now and I'll pay later.
On me is such a useful expression. It means I'm treating you or I'll pay. You can also say it's my treat in other situations, like at a restaurant.
And the opposite. If you want to split the bill evenly, you say, "Let's go Dutch," or "Let's split it." Going Dutch means everyone pays for their own share.
I always feel like going Dutch sounds so formal for a bar situation, but it totally works.
It does. Okay, by the way, can we talk about non-alcoholic options? Because I think that's something a lot of learners don't think about, but it's super relevant.
Yes, great point. Not everyone drinks alcohol, and bars almost always have non-alcoholic options. You can ask for a mocktail, That's a cocktail without the alcohol. Just as fancy, just as tasty.
Or you could ask for a soft drink, like a soda, juice, or sparkling water. Sparkling means with bubbles, like fizzy water. The opposite is still water, which is flat.
And if you want to be really specific, you can say, I'll have a Diet Coke, or could I get a club soda with lime? Which is a classic order for people who aren't drinking.
Club soda with lime is such a solid move. No one can tell if you're drinking or not.
Exactly. It's basically the undercover drink. Okay, so here's something I want to bring up. What do you do if someone offers you a drink and you don't want one? Like, how do you politely decline?
Good question. You can just say, "No thanks, I'm good." Super casual. Or, "I'm fine for now, thanks." If you want to explain, you might say, "I'm not drinking tonight," or "I'm taking it easy." All totally acceptable.
Taking it easy. Love that. It means being relaxed about something, not pushing yourself. In this context, it means not drinking much or at all. You can use it in other situations too, like, I'm taking it easy this weekend, just staying home.
Exactly. No pressure, no explanation needed. Just a calm, confident, "I'm good, thanks."
And speaking of confidence, let's talk about something that I think is really underrated: how to ask for what you want without being sure of the exact name.
Oh, this is huge. Because sometimes you don't know the name of a drink, but you know what you like. And that's totally okay. You can describe it.
Right. You can say things like, something sweet but not too strong, or something refreshing, maybe with citrus, or do you have anything with gin? And a good bartender will figure it out.
You can also say, "What would you recommend?" And just trust the bartender. Most of them love when you do that because it gives them a chance to show off a little.
True. Bartenders are very proud of their recommendations. And honestly, that's usually how I find my new favorite drinks, just by asking.
Same. And if you like what they suggest, you can say, "That's right up my alley," which is an idiom meaning, "That's exactly what I like," or "That suits me perfectly." Like, "Oh, something with elderflower and mint. That's right up my alley."
That's such a good one. Really natural sounding. Okay, I want to do a little role play moment here. Just a quick example conversation so our listeners can hear what ordering actually sounds like in practice.
I love this idea. Okay, I'll be the bartender. "What can I get for you tonight?"
Hmm, I'm not sure actually. Could you walk me through what cocktails you have? Something not too sweet, maybe a little smoky?
"Sure thing. We've got a mezcal sour. That's got mezcal, which is like a smoky version of tequila, with lemon juice and a touch of agave. Very popular tonight."
Oh, that sounds right up my alley. I'll have that, please. And can I open a tab?
"Absolutely. I'll just need your card." See how smooth that was? That whole conversation used so many of the phrases we talked about.
And it only took like 30 seconds. That's the thing. Bar conversations are short. They don't need to be complicated. You just need the right vocabulary and a little confidence.
And that's exactly what we're here for. All right, should we move on to the word tour? I feel like we've packed in so much good stuff today.
Yes, let's do it. Okay, everyone, this is our favorite part. We go back through the key words and expressions from today and make sure they really stick.
First up, "I'll have" and "I'll take." These are your go-to phrases for placing an order. Super simple. "I'll have a beer, please." "I'll take the house red." You can use either one. They mean the same thing in this context.
Next, on the rocks, neat, and straight up. These describe how you want your spirit served. On the rocks equals with ice. Neat equals no ice, no mixer, room temperature. Straight up equals chilled, but no ice in the glass. Memorize those three. They'll make you sound like a pro.
Then we had on draft or on tap, meaning beer poured fresh from a barrel through a tap. You'd ask, "Do you have this on draft?" or What do you have on tap tonight?
Walk me through. A phrasal verb meaning explain something step by step. Could you walk me through the menu? Works in bars, in meetings, in school. Really versatile.
Rattle off. To say a list quickly. When the bartender lists all 12 beers on tap without pausing once, they're rattling them off.
This round's on me. I'm paying for everyone's drinks this time. And going Dutch. Everyone pays for themselves. Both super useful when you're out with a group.
Open a tab. You want to pay everything at the end, not drink by drink. The opposite is close out your tab, settling the bill before you leave.
Taking it easy. Being relaxed, not overdoing it. In a bar context, it often means not drinking much. Very polite way to decline without making it a big deal.
And finally, right up my alley. Something that perfectly suits your taste or personality. If the bartender recommends something and it sounds perfect, that's the phrase to use. Oh, something with ginger and mint. That's right up my alley.
Beautiful. That's a solid list. And remember, you don't need to memorize all of these at once. Just pick 2 or 3 that feel natural to you and start using them. That's how language actually sticks.
Couldn't agree more. Practice a little, use it in context, and it becomes second nature. All right, question time.
Yes! Okay, everyone, here is our question for you today, and we really want to hear from you in the comments. Think about a time you ordered a drink somewhere, at a bar, a cafe, a restaurant, anywhere. What did you order? Did you have any trouble communicating what you wanted? Or maybe you discovered a new drink you loved. Tell us the whole story, in English, of course. We read every single comment and we love hearing about your experiences. So don't be shy. Drop it down below.
And if you've never been to a bar or don't drink, no problem at all. Tell us, what's your go-to drink when you're out with friends? We're curious about everyone's answer. Seriously, those comments are the best part of our week.
All right, we are wrapping up for today. Charles, I have to say, this was genuinely one of my favorite episodes to record.
Same. And I didn't even get to have an actual drink during it, which feels like a missed opportunity.
Next time. Okay, to everyone listening, thank you so much for spending this time with us. It really means a lot. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. It helps more English learners discover the show, and that's the whole reason we do this.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. We drop new content regularly, and every episode covers a topic that's genuinely useful for real life.
We've got a really exciting episode coming up next time. I can't give too much away, but let's just say it involves a situation that almost everyone finds a little stressful, and we're going to give you all the English you need to handle it with total confidence.
Ooh, mysterious. I like it. Okay, everyone. Until next time, keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, every conversation is a step forward.
Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Bye, everyone. And go order something delicious.